Hey everyone, it's Sam Crowley. Welcome to today's webinar. It's great to have you here. We're going to get started in just a few seconds, give people an opportunity to jump on. You can take advantage throughout this webinar to type into the question box. First of all, I would love to announce you're here. If you want to throw your name in there, where you're at, what you got working, and then this can be pretty interactive. So it's going to be kind of an intimate webinar where if you have any questions for me, ask them. It's really that simple. I don't know, probably the easiest way to say it. You got a question, ask it. I'm going to answer it right here on the webinar. And I'm going to teach you and share with you how simple it is to launch your own online movement. Motivation, momentum, and money is the name of the webinar. And I'm going to talk about all three of those. Some of the myths surrounding those, some of the strategies that you can use to harness the power of them. Linda, welcome from Telluride, Colorado. Love Colorado. And so that's what we're going to be talking about. Thanks everyone for attending. I know you could be anywhere, so you chose to spend some time here with us today. I'm going to respect your time. We're going to do some teaching. I've got some PowerPoint slides here, and let's just get after it. If any of you have ever been on my webinars before, you know it's just pretty, the way you hear me talking now is the way I always talk. It's the way I like to teach. I like to keep it casual, authentic, and have fun. Anybody want to have a good time? I love to laugh. I love to have a good time. So before we get any further, let's do it. How to amplify your results. I'm going to just move one of these things in here. There we go. That guy over there. How to amplify your results and master the art of speed, money, power, and purpose without burning out or breaking the bank, even if you're feeling stuck. Let's dive into it. See what we got working here. Stay here if you're a dreamer, doer, entrepreneur. If you're searching for significance, love it. You got a message to share. Maybe you've lost your passion, lost your purpose. I've been there. If you're a speaker, trainer, seminar, thought leader, things like that, this is going to be a great training for you. And if you value freedom over security, meaning that you kind of like to go for it. It's about time you thought, I've been a little bit too secure, probably playing it safe for a little too long. I want to rattle the cages a little bit. This is for you. And you want to launch or grow your own movement. Stick around, okay? If this is you, this probably is not going to be the right webinar for you. Nothing personal, I just know it won't be. Lifetime employees that want to fly below the radar, order takers, you don't enjoy trying something new, you value security over freedom. You're not about motivation, you don't like self-improvement, and you believe that failing is a bad thing. That last line there, let me tell you something. Had it not been for failure, I don't know anybody that would have ever achieved greatness. So hit the eject button if any of those 6 points point to you. And like I said, no big deal, but I already know you're not going to like this webinar. Here, you will love the webinar, okay? Imagine how you'd feel if you knew exactly what your message was and you could articulate it with 100% clarity. That right there, that first bullet point is so big because most people that I know that get started in this thought leader, speaker, seminar leader, teacher role, they don't know exactly what their message is and they cannot articulate it with 100% clarity. That's pretty critical, man, because if once you learn to do that, then it's not a matter of you need 1 million fans on a Facebook page. You could have 5 fans on a Facebook page, and if they know exactly what your message is, they're going to become clients of yours and customers. Imagine if you were more productive and more motivated every single day. You could create an awesome life built on your terms, not somebody else's terms. And you're able to pay off your car, your credit card, your student debt, mortgage, whatever it is, and then take your family on that dream vacation. You're going to learn how to celebrate your uniqueness on this webinar and begin living a life of significance. I've used that word twice if you're paying attention. Because success without significance is failure. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have fulfillment, you're toast. And I think any billionaire would tell you that. The 7 steps to harnessing the power of your experiences, positive and negative, and then sharing them to build your own movement focused on impacting lives. All right, sound good so far? All right, if you stay to the end, I got a sweet little bonus for you. It's a 2-hour audio that I recorded titled The Top 10 Deathbed Regrets and How to Avoid These. I'm going to share the download link with you at the end of this webinar, and be my guest, enjoy it, take it, and have a great day. Hey, Vince, what's up? Just saw your message there. So thankful for your Saturday effort. Love being able to live on my computer. Oh, live. Yes, many thanks. Great to see you again. Awesome. Great to see you, Vince. from Montgomery, Alabama. Good to see you, buddy. Let's see here. Does this sound like you? Every day seems like Groundhog Day. Maybe you keep reliving yesterday. You chase that next greatest idea, the next guru, only to find yourself even more confused. Your loved ones look at you and ask, hey, can we go? And you got to say no. Can't do it today, kids. You know, it's funny. Every one of these bullet points I'm sharing with you, I've done them. So I'm not saying this as any other thing. It's just I kind of just took a laundry list of everything I've done in my career and put them on a PowerPoint. And I want to show you how to not do these. All right. Or at least don't do them again. You look at super successful people and thought leaders and you say, I can do that. I used to do that all the time too. You remember when you had a passion and a purpose, and now you want to recapture all of that and more starting right now. And then you envision writing a huge check to your favorite cause or your charity and the incredible feeling that it gives to you. My wife and I, our family, have been the beneficiary of many charities over the past 4 years as we've gone through this journey with our daughter, Susan. And those are very wealthy people who have built hospital wings. I was at the, our daughter goes to Children's here at Cincinnati. They have a pulmonary wing titled the Gunnar Esiason Pulmonary Wing of Children's. And it's named after Gunnar Esiason, who happens to be Boomer Esiason's son, who played for the Cincinnati Bengals and the New York Jets. But Boomer is an icon here in Cincinnati. That's when he had his best years in the NFL here. But there's an example of a guy that followed his passion, had a lot of money, and gave back. Just one example. It's just the first one that came to my mind. I know there's hundreds of people that have blessed us over the years, and our goal is to be a blessing to other people. And that's probably your goal. I don't know anybody that doesn't want to give more, whether it's time or money. So this webinar is for you. I like this quote. Not because I'm fixated on money, but I like Warren Buffett where he says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you're going to work until you die. And there's this myth that it's really hard to earn income unless you got to exchange an hour of your time for money. And I don't believe that. I think there's a space for automated money, passive income that comes in 24/7. And it's really easy to do. It's not hard to do at all. And then there's a space for what I love to do, and that's working. And I do exchange hours for dollars. I love to coach. I love to work with people in a one-on-one capacity because it gets them to their Saturday much quicker. You can read an ebook and listen to an audio, and you can listen to podcasts, and there's a space for that. But if you have a mentor who literally knows you and can work with you and one-on-one, you can get there a lot quicker. So I've got a mix of that in my business. I want to show you how I do that. But I like this quote that if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you really are going to work till you die. The real problem you've been focusing on is how to achieve perfection. This kills a lot of people right out of the gate. What you should be focusing on is how do I reveal my authenticity? For example, I want to get into your story. You can type it into the webinar notes if you want to as well. Like, who are you? What's your story? What do you want to focus on? What do you want to help people do? Because when you're authentic about that, and sometimes if you don't have the answer, it's really easy to say, hey, I don't have the answer, but I'll get it for you. Or just say, I didn't take that specific route, but I did do this, and this helped me a ton. Just be authentic, man. How many people do you see on Facebook that are complete posers? Like they've got the answer to everything. Doesn't matter. Oh, that? Yeah, I got an answer to that. You got just pay me, and I got all the answers. That's not true. I respect people a lot more when they say, I don't have that answer, but this is how I did it. So reveal your authenticity. Forget about perfection. You're never going to achieve it, and you're going to just completely frustrate yourself trying to achieve perfection, whether you're creating content, speaking, developing, delivering a service. There's going to be some adversity in there. It's going to be on a scale of 10. You might deliver a 7 every now and again, and you got to be happy with that. Move on. You gave your best effort. If you had one way to earn income and be successful just by being you, authentic and free. Authentic means freedom, in my opinion. When you are who you are, you're free. You're finally free. You don't have to act like anybody else anymore. You don't have to chase opportunities because now they're constantly chasing you. And you could charge high prices, and you can start consistently getting paid what you're worth. You can see the money coming in like clockwork. This is the systems that I teach, and I love it. And it's authentic, and it will free you. I promise you that much. Would you like to build a movement while making lots of money? And remember, this is titled motivation, okay? Motivation, momentum, and money. And I don't focus on the money, but the money comes as a result of the first two things, the motivation and the momentum, okay? So if you answered yes, I would like to build a movement while making lots of money, then you're in the right spot. I discovered this secret while I had no money, no website, no products, no influence, and no support from my family and friends. Guys, I was laughed at, mocked, ridiculed, And I still get that sometimes on the internet, and I'm totally cool with it. I really am. Okay. But when you start putting a brand out that every day is Saturday, that's one thing. But when you put a brand out there called Every Day is Saturday and you're in the middle of a bankruptcy, then you're looked at as an idiot. Like, I got this a lot. Who do you think you are? Have you ever got that? Has anybody, Mike from Atlanta, Georgia, great to have you, Mike. Linda gives a big yes. Mike, yes. I can relate. Yes, Linda, thank you. Has anybody ever said you're crazy? If not, I don't think this is the right webinar. I honestly don't, or maybe it is the right webinar because now you want to get on that path of stop being as part of the masses, everybody on the one side of the room. Because if people aren't looking at you a little bit thinking that you've lost your mind, you're still in that kind of yes crowd and you're afraid to step out into your greatness. And the only reason you're afraid to step out of your greatness is because you're afraid of revealing your authentic self and who you are. People may not like that, or people may not buy that. Let me tell you something. You don't need a lot of customers and clients to make $100,000 a year. Think about it this way. What if you just reversed engineer that? Let me just pull this piece of paper out. Okay. What's $100,000 a year? Because that's the salary that most people look at as like successful. Okay. What is that? Is that $8,000 a month? I'm guessing. Okay. So that's $8,000 a month. If it's $8,000 a month, what is that? $4,000 every 2 weeks. So if you're looking at $4,000 every 2 weeks, then that would be $2,000 a week, would be 104,000 because there's 52 weeks in a year, so we can use that. 2,000 a week. So you'd have to make $1,000 before, say, Wednesday, and you'd have to make another $1,000 before Saturday, or Sunday rather, because we all take Sunday off, right? There's your model for $100,000 a year. So how do you do that? Well, if you had to make $100,000, if you had to make $1,000 before Wednesday, you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Before midnight Wednesday, that's $333 a day. That's it. And if you had to make $333 a day, you're looking at about, my college dropout math tells me that's about $166.50, maybe. Am I right? You guys can keep me honest, by the way. Before noon, and then $166.50 before, let's say, well, just say afternoon, whatever that represents to you. You see what I'm doing? Okay, so why am I doing it? Like, why did I just bring up this document? Because this is what I did when I got started. I had to replace an income of $100,000. And now this is gross, okay? This isn't net. But here's the thing about an entrepreneur, okay? Whoops. As an entrepreneur, when you're an employee, you get paid. All right. Can everybody see this, by the way? I don't want to I know it's kind of small, but I'm doing this. I wasn't even planning on going through this exercise, but it just came to my mind. You get paid $100,000. Government takes their share. Let's say it's 30% just for the heck of it. Okay. You net $70K. As an entrepreneur or a business owner, whatever you want to call it, entrepreneur, you get paid $100,000. You take your share, and the government gets what's left. Does that make sense? There's a huge difference between these two here. There is a huge difference. And when I got this, it started to make sense. And I started thinking, wow, okay. I think I can replace my $100,000 pretty easily if I just do this right here. I got to make $166.50 before noon. So if I wake up at 7, I've got a better head start than if I wake up at 9. You see how that mindset? This is all about the mindset that a lot of people, either they don't want to try to understand or they think they get it, but then when they go to try to put it into action, they get, procrastination sets in and all that stuff. So does this exercise make sense? Yes or no? Does it resonate? Well, I guess, does it resonate with you? Richard says, if you're not being crazy, you're not trying hard enough. I'm in college right now, Mike is, and people think I'm crazy for promoting my business on campus. Good job, man. Way to go. Love it. So look at this document and say, how much money do you have to replace right here? And just reverse engineer it. Maybe you got to replace $50,000. In that case, you chop the numbers in half. Remember, we're talking net now. This is gross up here, but net, For this individual, the employee, and then they've got their health insurance and everything taken out. You'd be surprised at what you qualify for. This is an entrepreneur versus, employee training, but might as well be. Your net and their net is a lot different. Okay. So understand this equation, because going out on a limb and putting yourself out there to launch a message is not a big deal. Like if you were to tell this to somebody at work, like I did, hey, I'm going to go replace my income. They're like, you can't make 100. It's $100,000. Well, within a few years, I earned $150,000 in 90 minutes selling from stage. So I did do that. And it didn't take me a year. It took me 90 minutes. It took me 3 years of working, practicing on it. But then it's like most things, when you sharpen your axe and sharpen your axe and sharpen your axe and you go to cut the tree down, it goes down a heck of a lot easier than if you're out there just wailing away. And that's because I hired people who could teach me how to do this stuff, and I didn't just go try to do it willy-nilly on my own. So anyway, that was just kind of a side note about how I got started in this, and I was thinking about this stuff. Yeah, it's about $42 an hour. John says that absolutely, if you're going to do that throughout the course of the morning. Careful, you're right. So I don't want to poo-poo what John said. John's absolutely right. Careful we put that hourly dollar amount there, because that'll get you trapped in thinking that what you're doing is hourly work. You're not, but you're right. It is when you're factored into that equation. All right. Hey, this is Zach Crawford. Check this guy out. Zach came to Cincinnati, told me he wanted to kill himself. He was $50,000 in debt, and his dad said one day, you need to listen to this guy, Sam Crowley, and his CDs. And as a last resort, Zach said, okay, and started listening to my podcast. And then fast forward to today, I posted this on my Facebook page a while back, a few years ago, because I was just shocked. I never thought this would happen. Zach now earns over $50,000 a month and comes to Cincinnati with his dad to meet the man who claimed saved my life and to say thank you. And I said, I'm taking the day off. This is really awesome. And Zach's story, there's Zach in the middle there, and there's his dad, Guy Crawford. Really great people. They came to Cincinnati. We went to lunch, again, to say thank you. And he was in a really bad motorcycle accident, got hit by a drunk driver, was depressed, wanted to take his life, was in a bunch of debt, and ends up now he's got his own movement on the internet, making upwards of $50,000. Heck, he's probably making $100,000 a month now. Zach's really that much of a go-getter. Changed completely his life around. How? Through mindset, through motivation, and the money came as a result when he created momentum. You see how all this stuff works? There has to be a switch that gets flipped at some point where you say, no more. No more. I'm just not going to do it anymore. I mean, it's almost worth going broke just to say that I gave it a shot than to sit around in this stupid job or whatever you got going on right now, like I had going on, and feeling comfortable, secure, and all that stuff. That's not how we're wired. We're wired to be out there and create a movement and make a difference. Hey, Dr. Liz is a doctor. You'd think, well, gee, she's got a lab coat on. She's doing really well. Look, doctors aren't as happy today as they used to be. Doctors work for insurance companies. They really should be employees a lot of the time, but Dr. Liz came to me, wanted to create her own brand, her own product, completely separate from what she does day to day. And she went from $0 to $7,500 in just one day selling her new product to a group of how many? What does it say there? 10 people. She had 10 people in a room. That's it. Sam Crowley helped me create my product and refine my message, and all I had to do was follow Sam's simple steps. And after 25 years of working for insurance companies, I've launched my own brand, and I'm on my way to making Everyday Saturday. So you don't need, it doesn't matter, blue collar, white collar, male, female. A lot of the times we're beholden to other people, other systems, and other currency and everything. Don't do that. Create your own message. When you create your own message, you have the one thing that most people don't. You have control. So let me back out of this presentation for a second, and let me show you what I do with clients. This is iTunes. Does everybody have iTunes on your computer? Just put yes or no in there. Are you familiar with iTunes? Okay, cool. All right. So this is how I started my business. I started my business. I'm just going to type into the search bar up here. Remember, I said no money, no website, nothing. I had no influence, but I had a voice. So I took this voice and I started speaking. And I created a podcast. And these are all my podcasts here. They've been going now for the past 13 years. Here's a funny thing, man. When I first started podcasting, there was less than 1,000 podcasts on iTunes. Now there's over 400,000. Isn't that the craziest thing? And most of them are pretty lame. And I don't say that to be a jerk. I'm just saying, if you take a look in iTunes, most of them, people started podcasting and then they just kind of gave up. You know, there might be a few out there, or they're old, or they don't really have a passion for it. When I have people that come into my coaching program, I make everybody must start with a podcast. Why would that be? Why would you think this would be a good idea? Well, because when you start sharing your message in a very non-threatening environment, okay, look at all these business, just in the business category, just to give you an idea, there's 13 categories in iTunes, all right? There's art, business, comedy, education, games and hobby, government, health, and all of these other ones in between, okay? And then there's subcategories. Inside of the business one, if you're there and you click on business, then you're going to end up business news, careers, investing, management, and marketing. And then inside of here, there's a what's hot section. And again, I feel very fortunate that I'm in the what's hot section of a category as competitive as business. All right, look at the names here, Zig Ziglar and all these other individuals here. I just feel lucky, okay? And these are really good podcasts to plug into, and I happen to be right there. So I get about, probably over 50, close to 12 to 15 million, somewhere in there, downloads since I've been doing my show. So imagine take out 12 to 15 million, because that's not a number that most people can relate to. What would you be able to do if you had 1,000 people listening to your show on a regular basis? And when I say your show, it's literally just you speaking for 5 or 10 minutes. I'm not talking about putting together a well-produced show. I'm just talking about speaking. And then you put it on here for free. There's no charge. It doesn't cost anybody to listen to the show. And now you have 1,000 people listening to your message every single day, every week, every year. It grows. It's like compound interest. It keeps growing and growing and growing until you have a show that's getting millions of downloads. You haven't done anything different. First of all, have I asked you to do anything that you don't think you can do? Speak. That's it. Just speak. That's all I want you to do, is to speak. So everybody I coach must launch a podcast, because why? It gets them in the habit of sharing their message. It gets them in the habit in a very non-threatening way, because there's nobody else in the room with you. All you're doing is talking into a microphone, and you're getting this message out, and you're working on it over and over and over again. Because let's say, for example, you wanted to become a professional speaker and you wanted to share your message, and you weren't practicing sharing that message, you would fail. And everybody wants that big payday. Everybody wants that stage where there's 1,000 people or 500 people. And it's a careful what you wish for, because if you were to go on stage with 500 people in the audience, you would freeze and you wouldn't know what to talk about. You would think you would, but I've seen it time and again. You wouldn't know how to clearly articulate your message. But when you podcast, this is the breeding ground. It's like the practice league. And while you're practicing, you're also getting paid, because people are listening to your show, and there's a call to action in your podcast to connect with you, whatever service, whatever product you provide, and that's how it goes. So when I shared with you, if you came on board this webinar as a result of a promotion I put out there, that I showed you how I earn income with a $0 funnel, that's it. I take people from a podcast to a simple survey to fill out, and then jump on the phone. And if they want to work with me, they work with me. And if they don't, they don't. There is zero pressure. We had over 700 applications last year and brought 17 coaching clients on. That's it, 17. All right. And so there's no pressure. This is the model I teach. It's one of the very simple models that I teach my clients, because if it were complicated, then there'd be all these barriers to entry, and nobody would figure it out, and everybody be frustrated. And I know these elaborate funnels out there. There's upsells, downsells, cross sells, everything's automated, follow up. This doesn't involve any of that. It's you getting your message out there. But before you ever get your message out there, you got to be clear on what that is, So let me go back to the slideshow here. Play from current slide. All right. Are we making sense so far? Let me see. Yes or no. Is this making sense so far? Yes. Thank you, Linda, Mike. Okay. Good. Yes, it is. Thank you. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. Lisa, great. Thank you. All right. When you get this, guys, you're going to have the knowledge, and then you're going to have a proven system to prepare for success in your life, business, and really be better equipped to handle adversity. This means you're going to have income that's predictable, more free time to spend doing the things that you really love while focusing on your bigger life goals. We all have bigger life goals, I hope, rather than making money. Here's my quick story. There's my family on the left. I have 4 daughters, Madeline, Laura, Paige, and Susan. That's our baby Susan in the middle. She was born at 1 pound, spent 221 days at Children's Hospital. She was on a ventilator, given very little chance to live. She came home on a trach, started waving to everybody in that right-hand photo right there. And that's my story. That's my family. That's why I do what I do. I don't travel a lot, certainly not as much as I used to. I kind of hang out here, teach people online, and I coach. That's what I do. That's my why. It's why I do what I do. Why you should listen to me. I'm interviewed regularly on television, radio around the world, simply on this topic of monetizing your message, being very clear and focused on what it is that your unique gift is to the world, and getting that message out and starting a movement. That's what I love to teach about, okay? I found it every day is Saturday. It's the longest running motivational podcast on iTunes, over 10 million downloads. I like to speak. I'm an author, trainer, seminar leader. You may have seen me at a live event. I love to speak, like I said, with who's who of famous speakers, father of 4. I wrote a book called One More Breath about my baby Susan. And I really believe I'm living a lifetime of Saturdays. I almost feel like I'm cheating. I do, because I used to have a lifetime of Mondays. I was stuck in a job. And I didn't like it. And I've earned, like I said, 7 figures or 120 grand in 90 minutes, all of that stuff, just to let you know. That's kind of how we keep score in our business. And I feel even luckier that I get to do what I love to do versus the money I've made. There's Bob Proctor, Les Brown, Robert Kiyosaki, just a sampling of the individuals that I've been lucky enough to share the stage with over my career. The books I've written are Sell from Stage, Every Day is Saturday, and One More Breath. And that's it. So I think if we probably know each other somehow, some way. You either listen to my podcast, you've seen me speak on stage, or we're connected on social media. I'm guessing, okay? What my life was, look, I quit my job, man, just over broke is what I call it, in May of 2005, and I bought a Quiznos, and then I went bankrupt. I lost everything. The Quiznos just went under. I got the 1 out of 10 that didn't exactly work out, put it that way. I went back to my former company, asked for the job. They didn't give it to me, but they gave me a job making 40% of what I was currently making. So I had 3 kids under 5. What was I going to do? You know, I said yes. I needed the health insurance, to be quite honest with you. I bought all that informational stuff, infomercial stuff, real estate CDs, courses from gurus, make money online stuff. I hired coaches, and I found out they were more messed up than I was. Nothing worked. They were preaching the dream and living the nightmare. And that was the story right there. And then I kind of discovered these 7 steps to building your own online movement. So hopefully this stuff resonates with you. As far as building your own online movement, let me see in the question box if you have any comments about that. What do you feel? And I'm going to give about 30 seconds right now, because I know I don't want to get ahead of the training. If you have a question, specifically you came here to this webinar to get a question answered, I also want to know, what do you think is preventing you from launching your very own online movement? Okay, whether it's tech knowledge, whether it's money, whether it's something along those lines, type that into the question box. I'm going to take 60 seconds. I just want to make sure that I didn't get ahead of the training and you get your question answered. Go ahead and type that in there. All right, let's take a look. We have money. Finally got clear on what. Now I'm working on how. I have, but I'm getting little results. Okay. Technology. I want to know the ultimate mindset and information for success and a prosperous life. Oh, wow. Those are really good answers. Thank you. Well, so we've got money. We want getting clear. We have minimal results thus far. We have technology and mindset. And like you, I got into debt with a business. It didn't work out. Okay. So let's take a look. Let me open up this document again. First of all, when it comes to technology, let me address that one. How about this? I gotta make these, let's see. You guys love that I just type on a a document here. I love it. Let's see here. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Technology. Here's my thing on technology. Everything is figure outable. Everything is figure outable. Okay, that's what I need you. That's what I need you to understand. Okay, because once you get to this point, then that becomes less of a barrier. And even if you don't know how to do it, let's say you don't know how to. I'm gonna go to Fiverr, Fiverr.com. Even if you didn't know how to like install WordPress or something, like a website, install WordPress. All right, there's people on Fiverr who will do it for $5. All right, there's people that do it for $100. Okay, but if you go to Fiverr, Fiverr, and you go to best selling, and you just in 2 hours somebody will have a WordPress website installed for you. That's great. Or maybe you need help with. I mean, there could be a million different things. How about Facebook page, banner to get on, a design, cover, all this stuff. Facebook page cover. You want somebody to do that once you create your Facebook page. Same thing, $5. So either the technology thing, everything is figure outable, which is the one that I do. I try to figure it out myself first, so at least I can manage the process on the back end when I hire people. And I'll go on YouTube and I'll just spend an hour on YouTube. And look, first of all, if you spent an hour on YouTube every day, after a month, you'd have 30 hours of training. You can figure out anything in 30 hours. I mean, there's very little on YouTube that you can't learn if you're willing to dedicate 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the afternoon. What you'll find is you'll probably end up spending twice that time, and you'll have 60 hours of learning. So go ahead and do that. Also, another great site to learn stuff is Udemy. Udemy. This is an academy. Udemy.com. Whoops. Put the M after. Type in anything here. You want to learn how to do Facebook ads, for example, for your business. Well, for $10, these courses are like $10. Okay. And, $10.99, 46 lectures, 6 hours of training, the complete Facebook ads course, beginner to advanced, all these things. So these are examples of how you can figure this stuff out on your own or have somebody else do it for you. All right. So that's the tech part that's what I preach. Everything's figure outable, or just hire it out inexpensively until you can, gradually scale it up yourself. As far as let's take a look at little results. Okay. Because that's another one. A lot of people get started. The results are a combination of your message that's not accurate enough and the amount of people seeing that message. Because if your message isn't tight, in order to earn income, okay, you need a winning message. 100% clarity in the back pain. Okay, now what's the back pain? What's that? Well, how does back pain? I'll put that in quotes. Okay. Have you ever had lower back pain? Anybody? You know how excruciating that is, right? If somebody were to say, if you give me $3,000, I'm going to give you a pill that you will never have lower back pain again. How about people that have been in car accidents and they have their vertebrae all jacked up, Quick question. Mike, do you feel like Udemy could soon take up the idea for college? Nah, I don't think so. I think college will always have its place. I think you could learn anything online, though. But I don't want to poo-poo college because I got 4 kids and they're pretty interested in college, so I don't want to give them my take on it. But yeah, if it were me and I was 17, I wouldn't go to college. I would just learn everything online, and I'd be making $100,000 by the age of 20. I just know I would, and I'm not saying that to be arrogant. Because the blueprint's already been. It's like I said, making $100,000 a year is easy. It's very simple. It's what you have is a math problem. That's all. You just have a math problem. You got to figure out how to make $166 before noon and $166 after noon. You could do that mowing lawns. Okay, so it's really just a math problem. Do I think Udemy will replace college? No. Do I think that you could avoid college? And I mean you. I know you're already in college, Mike. And I mean anybody. Anybody could not go there. So what's the back pain? The back pain is if you have this excruciating back pain and you just had to get rid of it, what would you do? If I said, hey, I got a pill, you give me $3,000, you'll never have this back pain ever again the rest of your life. That's worth it. I mean, that's just the way it is. Well, you have to identify what this back pain is in your, what is it? Because a lot of people will say, well, I'm a life coach. No, you're not. You're not a life coach. That's not even a real thing. Nobody has life figured out. Okay. If you want to tell me that I help people have better relationships and clarity and focus so they can live a prosperous life and create a lifetime of Saturdays, we're getting someplace with that. But being very general, if your message is really general, then you're just going to bring in general random people into your, wherever you bring them into, whether it's a landing page or something along those lines, then they're just going to come in and leave because it's not that back pain. You have to identify, and this is a simple formula. You got to identify the back pain, and then you have to sell the solution. What's the solution to the back pain? Okay. And then you got to serve them. Why do you want to serve them? Because it takes years to find a client and it takes seconds to lose them. And in this noisy marketplace, people are always looking around. So for example, with me, I have one simple place where I go and I always know that I'll have clients coming in and I never got to worry about new clients because I have a podcast. And when you get a podcast up and running and this isn't even a podcast training, I'm just saying some people use Facebook ads. I use Facebook ads. Some people use Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever it is that your mode is, go there first and get good at that, whatever that winning message is. You have to have a clear, concise message. Let me ask, yes or no? And I won't even mention your name, yes or no. I'm just curious, yes or no, do you feel you have a winning message right now for your marketplace that is 100% full of clarity, clear and concise, so anybody could understand it and you could articulate that in 30 seconds? Do you, yes or no? Do you feel like you have that right now in your marketplace, in your business, I mean? Not yet, but I'm working on it. Yes. Okay. Sorta. Okay, cool. No. All right, perfect. Because you're in the right spot. If everybody here was like, oh yeah, I have an absolute, well, then you wouldn't be on the right webinar. I mean, matter of fact, I just say, okay, well, you've got what you need so far, so get rocking and rolling. When I go through these next steps, it'll start to become more clear. And as far as the money is going back to this original thing. It's just a math problem. That's all it is. This is all involves money. Money is everywhere. Money is all around you. All you need to do is figure out your math problem, reverse engineer what that is, and solve the problem. We've been solving math problems since we were 5 years old. That's all you got now. I don't care if you're 50 years old like me. It's either a bigger problem and the comma happens to be in a different space, but it's still the same thing. You're solving. You've got more expenses than you have revenue coming in, and that's all you're doing is bringing that revenue number up or the expenses down. It's only two things you can do. And here's the key though, you can do all of that and still do what you love to do, which is way better than most people, okay? All right, so let's take a look at these 7 steps to building an online movement. This will probably help gain a lot of clarity as well, okay? So the momentum code is something I've been teaching on now for the better part of the past couple of years, and it has to do with vision, action, results, and belief. Big vision gets big action, which gets big results, okay? And you could say the opposite. Little vision, if you have a little vision, then you're just going to have to take a little action because you really don't believe what's going to happen, and then you're going to get little results. When you go after this movement of yours with a huge vision and you take massive action, you can't help but get bigger results. And then the belief comes in, and you see that last belief there at 9 o'clock on that clock there at 9 o'clock, so to speak, then it starts becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now you're full of momentum. Remember, this is about motivation, momentum, and money. Once you get this momentum code down, now you've got what most people will never have. That's my life's purpose right there. I talked about my kids and my family and all of that. It's why I quit my job. There's a guy named Forrest Bird. He was born in 1921. He died a few years ago. He was an American aviator, an inventor, a biomedical engineer, and he's best known for having created some of the first reliable mass-produced mechanical ventilators for acute and chronic cardiopulmonary care. I happened to have a baby born in 2014 that used his exact invention, the ventilator, for acute chronic cardiopulmonary care. And thank God Forrest Bird didn't just stay an aviator. Thank God he went after his passion. You see where I'm going? Because he had all the money. He didn't need any more money, but there's another itch he had to scratch. It was just something inside of him that he knew. He was an inventor and wanted to give really his value and his message out there. And my daughter was a beneficiary of that. Our daughter, Susan, He saved her life by going for his dream. And I thought, I just a really cool connection of the dots there. So this is what happens when you go for your dream and the lives that you impact. The VARB method: vision, action, results, belief. Let's talk about vision. Capture it. What's the vision? What's the vision in your mind? What is it that you want to do? And we're not judging. Okay, this is open blank canvas time, guys. What's the vision that you want to do? No wrong answers. Quit worrying about what other people are going to think. Nobody's thinking anything. Capture that vision. What if you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that you were going to succeed with that vision that you just put in your mind? What would you do? You would take massive action. If you're playing blackjack at the casino and you're looking at a 15 and you know that the next number is going to be a 6, right? What are you going to do? You are going to put as much money as you can on the table, right? You just know, because you already know you're going to get 21. I guess the better one would be, before you're looking at that, those of you that are saying, hey, Sam, that's not how blackjack works. Maybe it's before the 2 cards are even dealt to you. You know you're going to get a 21. You're putting your whole bankroll on it. That's what this is like, having that kind of vision. You need to be certain of the result before you move forward. You need to be certain that you're going to be successful. If you're wishy-washy, you're hanging around the wrong people, because there's no reason to be wishy-washy. Forget failure and all that stuff that comes into your head. That's just the enemy. The only trick the enemy has is to lie. The enemy gets in your head and says, who do you think you are? You can't do this. Don't you remember your divorce? Don't you remember what your ex-husband, your ex-wife said? Don't you remember what your friend said? Don't you remember when people in college told about you? When your boss gave you that review that wasn't so great at work? That's just the enemy. That's all a lie. Take massive action. You know you're going to be successful. Look at that, Roger Bannister. Roger Bannister, this is a photo of him cracking the 4-minute mile. Prior to him doing the 4-minute mile, it had never been achieved before. So Roger Bannister goes out and has the vision, I'm going to have a 4-minute mile, does it. And in the next 18 months, 46 people break a 4-minute mile. That's crazy. That doesn't even make sense. Doesn't even make any sense. Why couldn't people do it before? Because they didn't think it was possible. So if your goal is to have a better mindset and your goal is to create momentum, then what you got to do is have that 4-minute mile vision right now. You're going to be the one that breaks the 4-minute mile. Why are you waiting for somebody else? Or it's already been broken. You already know it's possible. I want to make $100,000 a year on the internet doing what I love to do. Good Lord, there's a million people doing that. That's not even a big thing. You got to get out of your head or you're dead. You know what I'm talking about? So forget, it's already been done. Anything you want to do, it's already been done. If your goal is to make 6 figures, it's already been done. It'll be done if people are making that every minute now. It used to be a year was a big deal, and then an hour, and now people are doing there's a webinar happening someplace right now in the world, and someone's making probably $100,000 every minute. Automated. They're not even on it live like I am. So the whole reason I'm saying that is quit putting so much pressure that the thing that you're looking to do is this, ridiculous vision that's never been done before. It's already been done. Fine. Success leaves clues, right? Success leaves clues. Momentum. Take action based on your vision. So now take a massive action. Large vision based on certainty equals massive action. Little vision based on uncertainty means little action. So this isn't going to happen unless you take massive action, okay? The certainty that you're going to succeed, and then you get the results that you're looking for. This is step 3. You vision, action, you're going to get massive, better results. Big vision, big action, big results. The airplane stays up because it doesn't have time to fail. That's your dream. That's your business will stay up because you don't have time to fail. You're too busy creating momentum. And then the belief comes as a result of the vision and the action and the results, because now you've got this big belief. Oh my God, I started with this vision of being a speaker. I launched a podcast. I shared my message. People started following me. I sold my coaching, my consulting advice, and now I believe I can do it. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to capture a bigger vision, have bigger action, and get bigger results. See how that works? And then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The problem is most people don't ever get to this part because they get taken out of the game by the people they surround themselves with, the negative voices in the back of their head telling them they can't do it, the safety and security of a job, which is the biggest lie you'll ever buy into, is security from a job. You could be put out the pasture tomorrow. Nobody's loyal anymore in the workforce. The real key is to capture your vision. And if you love what you do, then take this momentum code into your job. You're one of the few people that actually love what you do, you know? So let me see what we got here. Wow, that's awesome. Vince, my wife hears your message because I talk about her all the time. Guess what? She gets it and she guts to act. Quit her 100K plus job last month. Awesome. Scared, doubt a couple of times, but now the momentum is so real. Thanks, Sam. Now I'm working harder to join. That's amazing, man. Congrats, Vince. Especially congrats to your wife. Good job, man. You'll join her. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Les Brown. Here's a special 30-second video I shot because I had a vision of sharing the stage with Les Brown, and I was scared, and I had never really spoken before in an environment like this. And and speaking with Les, those of you who know Les, he is a powerhouse. He's been doing this thing 50 years probably now. But anyway, he shared these words, and I'm tickled to be able to share this video. And I do it a lot. You may have even seen this video before, because this is the moment that I knew I arrived on the speaker scene. Whoops.
Hi, my name is Les Brown, and this is Mamie Brown's baby boy. The next time you have an event, I want to highly recommend a speaker that I have the greatest respect for, and most of all, the message that he delivers. Every day is Saturday. It's a life-transforming message that can inspire your sales organization, that can inspire your business, that can inspire you and take your life to the next level. Sam Crawley is a man who is the message that he brings. It touched my life. It brought me to tears. I know it will inspire you to greatness. This is Les Brown, Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. Every day is Saturday for me, and it's going to be the same for you.
Every day is Saturday for me. It's going to be the same for you. So that's what happens when you get a vision in your head and you just can't get it out. I had a vision of speaking with Les. I really did. I used to watch his YouTube videos and listen to his audios and things like that. So what's your vision? Put it into the question box. I'm curious right now. There's no wrong answers. Nobody's judging. Nobody knows the other people's names in here. We're kind of hanging out, having a cool little webinar. What's your vision? What do you want to do? You want to coach? You want to speak? You want to create? Do you want to mow lawns? Do you want to do drywall work? Do you want to become a cabinet maker? Do you want to teach? What do you want to do? Put it in the question box. Let me know what it is that you want to do. I'm just kind of curious. What is your vision? Right now, we're saying you will not fail. It's 100% certainty you're going to succeed. What is it now that you're going to move forward with, knowing with 100% certainty you're going to succeed? Let's see it. I'd like to coach or teach. Coach or teach what, Lisa? Speak, train, and coach. I want to be a hip-hop mogul. Nah, I'm digging that, man. I want to be a hip-hop mogul. The problem is I can't rap, I can't sing, and I'm not really a mogul. So I'm missing those three things. But yeah, that's awesome, man. Vision board workshops. Linda wants to teach vision board workshops. That's great. Virtually, that is a no-brainer. I mean, you could put that up inside of a membership site and be in business tomorrow. I mean, that's about as easy. And when I think of that, I think, wow, that's something that's really figure-outable. Yeah, when you say people that want to speak and train and coach, be more specific. You got to be more specific. What is it that you want to teach on? Document everything. This is step 5, okay? Document everything using video. Guys, your smartphone is your media. It's it. You can do everything on your smartphone, all right? You can do audio, video. You can even write because you type into the notes section and post it everywhere. Facebook Live, Instagram, YouTube. Smartphones have made it super duper easy to get rocking and rolling, all right? Use that little mini computer with the 7-inch screen attached to your hand every day. Do that, okay? I want to help kids overcome their fears of bullying. Love it. John, Lisa, teaching affiliate marketing and branding yourself. Perfect. And look, the beauty of that is success leaves clues. Someone's already done that. I mean, that's no problem at all. You got to just be able to effectively communicate what differentiates your teaching. That's it. The only thing you got to work on is your message, because everything else has already been done. So it's not like somebody teaching Facebook ads right now. It's their method is going to be the same as every other person teaching Facebook ads, but it's how they teach it and the story behind that that's going to separate them. And people are going to buy them, okay? They're going to buy them because they love their story and they love their message. And they were clear on the pain point, that back pain that they're removing, okay? All right, here we go. Richard, great to have you. That's an amazing vision. Holy cow, that's one of the best ones I've seen. All right. Using video is simple. My engagement grew 621% over the past year, just simply using video. Use it, use it, use it. All right. Follow up authentically. Don't try to be big time. Okay. No need to position yourself as somebody that you're not. And even if you are big time, I've DM'd on Instagram, direct message. By the way, guys, if you're not on Instagram, get on Instagram. I love it. I'm not a Facebook guy. I have Facebook ads I run. I obviously have my group that I love and I post inside, but I'm not on Facebook. Like, I'm not the guy scrolling Facebook to see what's going on. I don't like it at all. I don't like the politics, all the banter, the anger, all that crap. But I love Instagram. And a lot of my business is now coming as a result of my podcast through Instagram. Let me show you what I'm talking about. These are a couple DMs. When I say DM, I mean direct message, okay, that come into my Instagram, unsolicited, just listening to my podcast, like this one here.
And you're going to realize way more than you can't even comprehend the blessings that are coming your way. It has nothing to do with decimal points at the end of your paycheck. It has nothing to do with that. So you may be broke, but you're not broken.
So that's somebody listening in their car to my podcast, just saying, "Amen, Sam." They got the kid in the back seat. I love it. Another one. So these individuals shoot a video, send it to my DM on Instagram, and I shoot a video right back in 15 seconds. If you can get people into your DMs on Instagram, that's where you can capture a conversation with them and ask them, how can you serve them? How can you help them out? Like, what can you do? For me, I would say go here and fill out the coaching app. See if we can work together. I'd love to help you get your message out and build your movement, because that's what I do. I build movements simple, not complicated, very easy, simple movements to create online. And there's a formula to that. So mine is podcast, in this particular situation, Instagram, and then an opt-in form. Okay, a way to capture their information. Whoops. Go to the next slide. Step 7. So you've got the lead, you've got the back pain. All right, you've identified what the back pain is in your marketplace. You've given them this prescription for the back pain. Now you want to capture that lead, and you want to be able to market back to these individuals. One page, just make it easy, keep it simple, and put a call to action on there. This is my every day Saturday. This is you guys may have seen the homepage on my site. Do you know the power of your dream? It's an audio download, guy. It doesn't get any easier than this. How do I create an audio download? The same way I create my podcast. I just record a quick audio message, and when somebody puts their name and email in, then I market back to them. And it doesn't get any easier than this. These are not complicated topics. I haven't shared anything with you so far in the first 50 minutes that you can't do. All of this is easy. And by the way, if you can't do it, it's very cheap to find somebody to do it for you. Okay, so this is very easy stuff. So how would your life change if you were generating 6 figures a year, and then also getting back to what we're talking about, doing what you love to do? All right, how would your life change? This is the big question, because a lot of people, we get to this part of the presentation like, you lost me. How'd I lose you? I mean, what part of this presentation did I lose you on? Okay. This getting back, remember, if it's money, it's just a math problem. If it's technology, everything is figure outable. This right here, this is where the real secret sauce lies. This is where most people cannot get past the winning message, the clarity in their message. If you and I were taking an elevator up from the first floor, we got on the elevator and we were getting off at the 20th floor, would you be able to articulate what it is, the pain that you solve in the marketplace? That is what you need. That is what you need, okay? So how big of an impact would you want to make on the world? Your life can change in the next 30 days when you find your purpose, okay? Your life will change. I don't think it can's kind of a weak word. Your life will change. Vince, I want to figure out how to get your message to the 12 to 22-year-olds. They need to develop the mindset before they're 45. Then I'm going to ask you to let me earn a little commission selling your new course. Oh, sweet. 2 clients in his house. That's awesome. I get it, man. You're right. It is needed. Hey, check out Ira and Corey. These two are rock stars online. I met them at a mastermind. More revenue, more clients, more freedom.
Hi there. This is Corey. Corey, and this is Ira here.
Hi there.
We're the founders of Mojo Video Marketing, and I wanted to do a quick shout out to our man, Sam Crowley. And we work with some of the top marketers on the planet. In fact, they're a lot of our clients. And the information and the tactics that I learned from Sam actually took our business to a whole new level, because now we run the Video Marketing Expert Series. We are rapidly becoming the ultimate subject matter experts in video. And a lot of it's through a lot of the stuff that we learned from Sam. And it's really helped us bring in more revenue and bring in more clients, right, Ira?
Absolutely. And we got to spend 3 days with Sam a few months back down in Florida at a mastermind group, and we got to really get inside his head, learned a tremendous amount of content, and this guy is truly one of the top, if not the very best in his space. Matter of fact, he owns his space. So here it is. Without Sam, working with Sam, your chance of being successful are here. With Sam, they're here. Without Sam, here. With Sam, they're here. You got the picture, so you be the judge, right, Corey?
That's right. So whatever it is, make sure you engage and work with Sam on a really intimate level, because he will definitely help you out. Thanks so much, guys, and we'll talk.
Corey and I are awesome. Met him at a mansion, and I was speaking at this man. I'm only saying this because I remember it's the largest house before Derek Jeter built a house in Tampa, Florida. And it was the largest house at the time, and it was just the craziest place I'd ever been. Anyway, I met them there, coached them up. I love working with people, and think about what it's costing you. Not having a movement designed around what it is that you're See, remember, when you take money out of the equation, like I need to make this much or do this much, and when you put it back on, I want to create this movement, like every day is Saturday, then it becomes easy, because now you're talking about what you love to do. You're not talking about what it's going to cost. But then you got to think about what it's costing you not to launch it. You got a choice. Now is the time, guys. Make your voice heard. You're on your computer, your phone, you're watching this training, and you've seen the client stories, and you've seen my own personal stories on how all of this works. And by now, you know that using a proven system like every day is Saturday, it's the best way to launch a movement. And it's simple. Remember, simple. How many of you know that you're going to need just a little help with this? You got 3 choices. You do nothing and stay exactly where you are and continue to procrastinate, put it off, leaving potentially thousands of dollars on the table each and every single month from now that you continue to waiting for all the lights to be green. You're one of those who will never decide to do anything with the information that you learn. However, you do get a rush out of seeing what others are doing to create the freedom and lifestyle that you desire, in which case I'm grateful to have been able to teach you something that's opened your horizons just a little bit more. So thank you for that. That's point 1. Point 2. Point 3, you can allow me to help you guide you in solving this problem of not being productive, achieving your dreams, and getting paid what you're worth by using this time-tested and proven every day is Saturday system that works. Remember, this is not for the lifetime employee, the order taker. You don't want to try anything new. You need security. You're not about motivation and self-improvement, and you really believe that failing is a bad thing. All right, remember, it's not for you. Plug into the system, though, and I want you to help myself and my team help you create your own movement. Better, faster than you can do it on your own. No technical skills required. We're going to narrow down your niche. We're going to work on your message and get it finely tuned, and we're going to provide the direction you need to create massive momentum. There's Sam Kaplan. I haven't talked about Sam yet, but Sam is the project manager for you. You have your own project manager design, 100% for you. I'm the coach. Sam's the coach. She's the project manager. We work together, and the main rule, and it's non-negotiable, you must have fun, because we love to laugh. And we do a training inside our Momentum Club every Friday. We have a great time with our Momentum Club members. We also love working with clients one-on-one. Here's what I want you to do right now. All right, I want you to go to samcrowley.com. I'm just going to hit the apply now button, answer a few simple questions, and book your free 30-minute call. So if you go to samcrowleycoaching.com, looks like this. You can scroll down and hit the apply now button and just answer a few questions. I got it set up so literally it's multiple choice. And then tell me a little bit about yourself. I got 2 extra boxes there to tell me something about yourself. And then once you hit this submit button right here, you'll be taken to my online calendar and schedule your 30-minute power call. so we can see if we're a good fit to work together, so we can work on your message and start launching your movement. So this is what I want you to do. Go to samcrowleycoaching.com, hit the apply now button. Takes just a second to do, and allow us to work with you, set up your free call, and decide, I've been doing this thing how long on my own? This is you speaking to yourself. I've been trying this thing for the last 3 months, the last 3 years. I've been trying it for 5 years. I'm still not clear on what it is I want to do. I know I want to get this movement out. I'm not focused on money right now. I'm not focused on technology right now. I'm focused on getting this message out while it's still inside of me. Or it's going to be next year, same time, and the only thing that's going to change is that 12 months went by. That's the only thing that's going to change, because I hear it all the time. Sam, timing's not right. Let me tell you something. Timing's never going to be right. It's never right. It's either now or you're just not going to do it. Okay. And if you feel right now that it really isn't the time for you, then don't go to samcrowleycoaching.com and don't apply. I'm not here to beat the fish into the boat, but I know that if I give you a little bit of a nudge and we get on the phone with you, at the very worst, you're going to be inspired and have 3 more concrete on fire ideas that you can implement in your business right now. Okay. Hey, by the way, remember that bonus I talked about? Just go to edisbonus.com, download the 2-hour audio titled Avoid the Top 10 Deathbed Regrets. That's my gift to you. Everybody stayed. Everybody's still on the webinar. That's amazing. Okay. Thank you so much. If you have any questions before we wrap it up, I want to be respectful of your time, but if you have any questions, go ahead and fire them in there. I'm just going to leave this link up here for samcrowleycoaching.com. We have a dynamite team that's waiting to work with you to help you finally get this message out there. I have been monetizing the Everyday is Saturday brand for 13 years, and here's what I do. Speaker, trainer, seminar leader. That's it. Speaker, trainer, seminar leader, and strategic business coach. That's what I really love to do. I want to show you how to get your message clear, concise, to the point, to a market that is waiting, that's thirsty. And that's exactly what I want to show you how to do. If that interests you, go to samcrowleycoaching.com. All right. And I would love to work with you. So with that being said, if we don't have any more questions or anything from the attendees, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, my pleasure. Thank you. Yeah, it's Sam Crowley Coaching. Yep, samcrowleycoaching.com. You're welcome. Lisa, Linda, yes. Thank you for coming. That is the website, samcrowleycoaching.com. Go there, hit the apply now button, answer a few simple questions, and our team of rock stars would love to get you going, and as well as myself. Imagine the conversation of you and I on the phone. Hours at a time. I'm not sure. I think the phone line your cell phone might explode, but nonetheless, we'll be on the telephone. We do it on Zoom, so all of the coaching calls are recorded via Zoom. It's an online webinar feature just like you're looking at now, but it's recorded, audio and video sent to you. And we have Sam Kaplan, who follows up weekly with you on your project, or more often, depending on what part of it is. And we build out your entire funnel. That's the part I didn't even talk about. We actually build out your entire funnel for you, so you don't got to worry about the landing page, the autoresponder. What's your freebie going to be? Is it going to be an ebook, an audio, a video? All of that. We build it all out for you. All you literally need to do is start creating the vision and taking the action. That's all. We only require you to do 2 things. Create the vision, and we'll help you with that. Take the action. That's it. The rest of it we'll build for you. All right. All right, everyone. I hope to see you on a coaching call. I would love to get to know more about you personally, professionally. I would love to help you realize your dream and make every day Saturday. And if there's anything you'd like to ask me offline, you can shoot me an email, sam@everydayissaturday.com, sam@everydayissaturday.com, and have the best day ever. Have a great day, everyone.